This is Capitol View with your host, Jesse Tenor.
Hey, Capitol viewers, this week I sat down with Democratic Party Chairman Michael John Gray and GOP strategist Bill Vickery. We talked about taxes, the push to amend the state's recent minimum wage increase, and the government shutdown. Here's the rest of our discussion, including their thoughts on microchipping and the Lime bike scooters popping up across downtown Little Rock in a Capitol View web exclusive. Something that we haven't talked about in a little bit, but we are seeing take shape is medical marijuana, more than 2 years, though, after voters passed it. With this new casino amendment that voters passed, do you see that kind of being the medical marijuana now as we move forward?
Well, I think, look, part of that, and dare I say it, part of the dark cloud that hung over the medical marijuana
Pun intended.
was a whole series of lawsuits and sort of winners and losers and wanting to see it play out in court and a confusion around the process. And to be very blunt, too, that amendment in and to itself, again, sorry, no pun intended there. I really didn't. Is that it was poorly written? To be clear, and you look at Oklahoma, sort of kind of first come, first serve, and
that's like the Wild West.
Wide open. Versus here, where you have this convoluted sort of issue with who scores and all that. So I don't see that happening on the casino side. I do think the controversy in Pope County, it's very clear that the folks in and around Russellville do not want casino gaming in their county at this moment in time. I think it's more clear probably in Jefferson County. Who they want to do business with now is wide open. Where you're really going to see it full steam ahead, though, is the two facilities that are already up and running, and that's Oaklawn and Southland. And you see both facilities, by the way, making plans to utilize this. And so you know, the Jefferson County thing's more of a kind of an internal fight as to who gets what. The Pope County thing is very very serious in terms of they do not want it. I've got to think that's going to end up in court at some point in time. But if you're Oaklawn and Southland, I think it's full steam ahead.
What's your take on it?
I think that's right. I think that the casino amendment was a lot more tightly defined. We are going to see, I think the Pope County thing could be over real quick or could last a long time, to be real honest with you. But the difference is we already had some sort of gaming in Hot Springs. We already had some sort of gaming in West Memphis. This is not new to people.
Right.
There's not a fear. They understand what's going on. I'd say this is moving a lot faster than medical marijuana.
Okay, and then something I got to ask you guys. I mean, we did see that microchipping bill. Of course, it's not, it's not prohibiting it or anything. It's just saying if this does come to Arkansas, it's in Wisconsin, it's in Sweden. People are microchipping their employees. Would you guys get microchipped for work? Just buzz into the state capitol with your hand?
I'm not really sure my body's equipped to handle a microchip, to be bluntly honest.
If immediately destroy it
with me eating catfish or something like that. I don't. You know, all seriousness though.
Right.
We see these kind of things. I mean, if you had.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, if you lived in 1968 or the 1969 legislative session about texting in a school zone or something like that. I mean, it is a little forward thinking, but. I don't see that happening here anytime soon.
I mean, as technology evolves, we're going to see more and more things like this that we're like, we didn't know that it was happening, and it's happening halfway across the world.
Sure.
No, I want no microchip. However, as a father and knowing the genetics he has and the teenager he's going to become if he has half of me, I'm not so sure I don't want to microchip him. To be
all right,
honest.
So we should call Stephen Meeks and say we should say that this should not be forced upon children.
Right.
Okay, last question.
It is a little scary though, honestly. All kidding aside, that is a little scary. I know we can move on, but at some point in time, we're going to grapple with that as a country.
Yeah, it'll be a lot to think about. And then last question too, speaking of technology, we're seeing all these scooters pop up and stuff, new ways of getting around. Who at the state capitol is most likely to take one of these and be seen riding around the capitol?
Not Bill and I. Let me put it that way. First one, it won't be Bill and I.
They're barred from that.
But again, that's a service that started out on the West Coast, sort of Southern California, and has made its way.
It's a craze.
Disruptor technology. It's Lime, I think, is a part of the Google company, family companies. Uber has a scooter out that's very similar to that. Bird was the initial company with this whole thing. So I don't know. I don't think it'll be Michael and John. Michael, John, and I are not going to be on scooters up and down Capitol
Sadly,
Avenue.
we threw out like Lieutenant Governor Tim Griffin.
I can see Tim
talked
Griffin.
to him about it.
Yes, I can see him. He could be
I can see Joyce getting out there. And
Joyce, there you go. Okay.
That's a
so here's a challenge. Who's going to be the first?
Interesting to see around the Capitol. People taking the scooters.
Be an easy way to get between committees, chambers, things like that.
There you go. So connecting all the downtown offices and everything.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with it.
We'll see. And be sure to catch Capitol View on the air Sunday mornings at 8:30 on KARK right before Meet the Press.